never had a credit card. I never did any of the spending.
Have the feds contacted you?
I have nothing to do with anything that's going on. That's not what a mayor does. Now, don't get me wrong, it might be some mayors that have that, but not this mayor, not Tiffany, because I didn't care about that. Think about it, you just said I made that kind of money. Why do I need the villages or the township's money or credit card?
Why did you make that switch from Democrat to Republican?
Because I was a part of the Democrat Party for about the last 15 years, and the things that the party allows and does, I can't stand for or with. So I'm ready to spread my wings and be the Republican conservative that I am, because I believe in building, I believe in infrastructure and growth and opportunities within the Black and brown community. I'm tired of the Democrats study talking about let's fix, but yet the Black and brown community still have poverty, still have all these problems and issues, and they're not being fixed. That I care about structure that we don't have right now in the Democrat Party.
So Tiffany Henyard is back. She sat down for a podcast last week, a very friendly one, softball interview. But it's in a new state, new party. One problem though, it's the same script, same attitude, same nobody else's fault kind of flow. Let's see what she had to say. Let's get into it.
Have the feds contacted you?
I have nothing to do with anything that's going on.
Okay.
You let people do what they do, and that's it. Because at the end of the day, I just want people to see the real Tiffany Henyard.
The man asked her a yes or no question. Have the feds contacted you? And what did she say? Not a no or yes. Quote, I have nothing to do with anything that's going on. That is not a denial. Either they contact you or they didn't. I guess in her head, by saying that the FBI contacted her would be an admission of guilt, but it's just a simple question. The FBI investigation isn't a rumor. There were subpoenas served on Dolton and Thornton Township named her directly, along with her political committee, her cancer charity, her boyfriend, etc., etc. The probe includes a $200,000 payment to a contractor whose owner was convicted of bribery and sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. So when she says nothing to do with anything, the federal grand jury seems to disagree. When the questions have some level of teeth in them, she gets really vague. Watch how this pattern unfolds. But before we keep going, a quick word from the people who keep the lights on around here, and this one actually matters. If you or someone you love is turning 65 or already on Medicare, the alphabet soup of plans is designed to confuse you. Chapter cuts through it. Their advisors search every plan from every carrier, and the service is free to you. They're not trying to upsell you on the most expensive thing. They find what works for you. Call 570-906-8018 or check out the link in the description box below. Let them know Hannibal sent you. Now, let's get back into it.
Some would say in terms of like even the credit card spending. Yeah. So you had access to credit cards. Those were not board approved. You could just swipe a card.
Oh no, you got that all false.
Okay, well educate me.
That's why we need to hear from you, because when I heard about that Amazon bill, I was like, wait a minute now, that much on Amazon?
Right, so that's what I mean when I say fake news. How the spin of how the wordplay go, and how people just say one thing and then people just take it for truth, and it's not.
Well, tell us the truth. What
happened?
happened?
The truth is, I never had a credit card. I never did any of the spending. I've said this verbally in board meetings. I said it in my lives. I said everywhere, because that's not what a mayor does. Now, don't get me wrong, it might be some mayors that have that, but not this mayor, not Tiffany, because I didn't care about that. Think about it, you just said I made that kind of money. Why do I need the villages or the township's money or credit card?
So this is something we heard before. She likes to tell you that she never had a credit card, never did any spending, calls it fake news. But when you really think about what's going on here, obviously someone directed the credit card to be spent. If you notice what happened with the Lori Lightfoot investigation, credit card usage in Dolton jumped to nearly $780,000 between 2022 and 2024. And Lightfoot couldn't even determine what a lot of these purchases were or whether they served any municipal purpose. The village literally froze the credit card after a $20,000 plus trip to Vegas on a taxpayer dime, then required board approval for any further charges. And the FBI subpoena, it specifically demanded her credit card expenditures going back to 2021. So which is it? You never had a credit card, or they had to take one from you? You can't freeze something that doesn't exist. This isn't a spin that you can really split the difference on. The paper says one thing, but she's saying the complete opposite. What I think is what she's trying to do is when things get really rough, she can just say, it wasn't me, I didn't do this, and pin the blame on someone else. Even though she's a mayor, she's directing everything, why would they be spending the credit card on other things if the mayor was not approving it?
So I really was gearing it towards those that didn't have it, and it was successful. A lot of roofs got fixed, a lot of leaky windows got fixed, and after that, I was getting too much credit. So as I was getting the credit, my hating board was hating and say, well, how's she doing this? And I bought it before the board. I bought a lot of things before the board, but they don't show you that. And that's the part that I don't like about politics. Because the statement goes, if you can trick them, you can beat them. So if they trick the residents to believing this, then guess what? Here I am, right? But if the resident was just did research and fact check stuff, they would see that I truly cared for them. Now they feeling it. Now I get calls left and right about, man, Tiffany, come back. We miss you. We need you. Run again.
Here's the move. Everyone who came at her, tricked, bought, or jealous, the trustees were bums looking for crumbs. The journalists flew in for clicks, and the residents, her own people, got tricked. Her whole defense is the reality that everything was a conspiracy, and she was the only honest person standing in it. Now, the problem is, I understand Illinois politics. It is a brutal, brutal combat sport. But all she had to do was not spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on travel, maybe stop some of those things, maybe not have her boyfriend getting paid a whole bunch of money and not really showing what the hell he did. I mean, there's a lot of things that she did that brought all this attention to her. She tries to use the race angle, which I don't understand because the trustees challenging her were black. Almost everyone that's in this situation going back and forth in Dolton was black, except the lawyers. I guess you could say that. But other than that, what conspiracy to take down a black woman happened in Dolton? What happened was WGN documented over $102,000 in taxpayer travel in a single year. First class flights, luxury hotels. So when she's telling you to do your own research, you can do it because the research doesn't exonerate her. The research is a receipt. That's the whole tell with this whole interview. She keeps pointing at a document that when you actually pull it, it says that she was the problem. Was she the only problem? Probably not. But you're the mayor. It starts at the top. When things are not working well, everyone points to the leader. What are you doing to make things better?
Let's talk about the salary. And I ain't trying to take over your interview, but we don't go there. So why is it when he had the salary, he had it for 30 years? I didn't even know Frank made that kind of money. But when I got
just to make sure the people are aware.
Sure.
So we're talking about two different seats, you all. We're talking about the mayor of Dolton seat, and we're talking about the supervisor of Thornton Township. Supervisor of Thornton Township, that's the $200,000 plus salary.
Correct.
Go ahead.
Yes, that Frank Zuccarelli had. And when I got appointed to the seat, it came with the seat. I didn't make it up. I didn't create it. It came with it.
Now, this one, she's actually telling some level of the truth here. The $200,000 plus supervisor salary came from her predecessor, Frank Zuccarelli, who held that seat since the early 90s. Now, she's leaving out some things, considering that salary was higher than 49 of the 50 state governors, including Pritzker. And then, while she didn't create the number, she absolutely created a law to try to protect it, a maneuver that dropped the supervisor pay to as low as $25,000, but only for a successor. If she won, she kept the $200,000. If the rival won, they got crumbs. Trustee says, and that really didn't matter because the successor, Napoleon Harris, another crook, he was able to finesse the salary, keep that heavy salary by putting it into a Crohn's disease bill. Like I said, was Henyard the only problem? No. But she probably was one of the bigger problems.
What does your heart say right now in terms of lessons learned from this whole process and any different experiences from Illinois to Georgia politics? How does your heart feel? What does your heart say? But lessons learned, things that you'll kind of rethink or you just kind of know how to navigate a little easier.
Yeah, so I won't allow anybody to push someone down my throat. I won't allow people to pick my administration. The things that actually came with the seat, I would like it to be my choice and my choice alone. That way, you say accountability, I'm accountable for the person I chose. For instance, I chose Dorothy Brown. That was my pick for VA, but my board did not want her.
But she was under investigation.
So you asked me about lessons that I've learned and things that I would do different. That's one, because I had to get rid of her for other people, not because Tiffany wanted to. I had to do something that somebody else wanted. That's what I mean about politics. Why I got to do what you want to do and not what I want to do? Why can't I have something I want, you pick something you want? This is what I want. I want her. But now I can't have her and you pick somebody else, and now things go Katie kaboom.
This is where the rebrand falls apart completely. The hosts hand her the easiest layup in podcast history. What did you learn and what would you do differently? This is the moment. This is where a person would say, I would watch my spending. Maybe I wouldn't be going on so many first class flights. Maybe I'll be more transparent. Maybe I made some calls I regret. What did she say? Her big lesson is she should have had more control. Her mistake was trusting her board. When you actually follow a lot of the meetings from way back, I don't think she trusted her board for very long, but her takeaway from a term that drew a federal investigation, tons of embarrassment for the area, is that she needed fewer checks on her, not more. Now, maybe this is a way for her to continue to say that she's not guilty, but with a grand jury looking at how her administration ran the money and her answer being, I should have had more power, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's not the flex that she thinks it is. Every single misstep she names is someone else's fault. It's the board, it's the picks, it's the people. She's redefining accountability. She's saying, I'm accountable for the staff that I choose. But that's not true accountability. So when you think about it, there's no reflection here. There's no reckoning. It's just a rebrand with nothing rebuilt underneath. Let's call it for what it is. This wasn't a comeback interview. This was more like a commercial. She's in a new state, new party, but the same flat out denials, the same as everyone else's fault, the same zero accountability. She couldn't name one thing that she would do differently that was actually about her. It doesn't really matter at this point. Fulton County is heavily Democratic. She's just there to put her name on there so she could try to sell something. It is what it is, but let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.